The Sunday Sequence Break.
Okay, it is April 5th, 2015. This is episode number 139 of the Sunday Sequence Break. And our game this week is Kaizo Mario World with our wonderful and lovely guest, Dram55.
What's up?
See, wasn't that lovely and wonderful?
That's all I have to say.
Short and sweet. Well, also, speaking of lovely and wonderful, we have the great Gildersleeve.
Who's calling me lovely and wonderful?
Everyone is.
Those sons of bitches, I'll kill them all.
I know, it's the word on the street. You're lovely and wonderful.
Why, thank you, sir.
And myself, I am Fiesel. And
also lovely and wonderful.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I was really fishing for that compliment. That's my whole reason for going into all that.
Flew over my head.
Yeah. All right. Well, intro done. Let's do the recaps. So I guess I'm usually the one who goes first in the recaps, but I could make you go first. Why don't you go first this week? For a change.
Ooh, me?
Yeah, you.
Crazy. Why not? All right. Well, a bunch of Demon Head and still some hard drive recovery stuff, of course, but finally starting to make a little bit of progress on Demon Head. Rerouted another couple of stages and made 9A even more difficult with finding another strat that's closer to the Taz. But I call it. The road to sub 20 continues, as always and ever, and probably will for the next 2 years.
Yeah, I bet.
I'll never have another speed game ever. But plenty of Gildersleeve. What? I'm reading the chat for a second there. Plenty of me. Plenty of Demon Head to go. So.
Okay. Cool.
That's about it.
All right. That's a Demon Head. That's a worthy calling. You spent your week well.
Well, let's not give it so many compliments, please.
Okay, so this week, in terms of speed running, I played some Wizards and Warriors, streamed a couple times. Just the other week, I lost both records for it. Dark Teryx took the All Stages record back and took my any percent record. And so I worked on any percent a bit this week, and I got a PB/world record by 0.9 seconds, so it was very, very close. Essentially a tie world record, but I'm happy to have to at least been able to get my time down those like 7 seconds that I needed to get down to 12:30. So now from here, the thing is, I wasn't very happy with the run, so I'm going to keep doing attempts because I just couldn't stand for that to be like the final run that everyone's going to look at for however long it takes for the record to get taken again. Which will inevitably happen because I believe any percent is any percent's the most likely category to get into SGDQ. It made it past the first round of cuts, so assuming it makes it in, there's going to be a lot of any percent in the coming months. So I guess it doesn't really matter because this 12:30 isn't going to stand for long, but that's was a bit of an achievement. I'm happy to have gotten that back. And then let's see, did a lot of prep work for the Big 20 race. The Best of Nest Big 20 race, which we announced all the games for on Thursday of this week, so we did a broadcast to that effect. And so I made the website for that and the stream layouts and such.
I understand you're doing tutorial videos for them as well?
Yeah, so that's something I've been pretty interested in for a while, just making tutorial videos about various games that people care about, and this race is a great opportunity to do that because you have a whole bunch of people all learning the same games at the same time. So it's really a great time to see if I can rally people together and pool our resources and make something that'll help get people interested in racing.
Yeah, and I mean most of the games aren't terribly long since the event does have to end sometime.
Yeah, it's still going to be like the people who are who have practiced extensively should still be able to get under 4 hours, no problem. And I think all the games are pretty doable, even if you're not going to practice them hardcore. I think there's a couple that may be tough to get through for someone who's going in blind, but in general, I think they're pretty accessible, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how many people join the race this time. But yeah, that's going to be a big thing that I'm be working on in the next few weeks. More Wizards and Warriors attempts, just all kinds of stuff. Did a great SGL episode yesterday. That was fun. Bionic Commando. I always like seeing people learning games that I'm pretty familiar with because it's just great to see, obviously, other people playing games that you play, but also just seeing what the beginner's take is on it, because none of the players had any experience with it before. So it was really neat to see what people were able to learn. So that was fun. And we got Bubble Bobble happening
next week.
next
Something I really do like about SGL is watching the on the fly. Just, oh crap, I've got an hour to figure out the mystery game. Right.
Yeah, it is always interesting just to see what people figure out for themselves, because often people will find stuff that isn't in the world record run. They'll find improvements over the existing strategies just because you have fresh minds coming at it, and that just naturally happens.
It benefits everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So next Saturday we got Bubble Bobble, so that'll be fun.
Oh God, I hate that game.
Yeah. Well, it's a very polarizing
relationship
game
with that damn thing.
Yeah. Generally, when people are the players are voting on the games, some games people tend to agree with. Everyone always likes certain games and hates certain games, but Bubble Bobble has been one of the more polarizing of the options. People either just put it as their top choice or their last choice. Fortunately, this week there's people actually seemed enthusiastic about it, so that'll be fun.
Right on.
Cool. And my buddy Dram55, what have you been up to recently since last I talked with you?
Well, I just found out we're buddies, so I'm doing good.
So he's blushing.
The best day.
Yeah, screw my whole week. Nah, I've just been grinding Kaizo 2 attempts, trying to get the whole thing consistent, and
by the way.
Good luck on that.
It's pretty much there. There's one room that's driving me crazy. I was going at it all day today, and I haven't figured it out, but whatever, that's fine. Hopefully I just get a run where I get lucky and get a good run without a death in that room. So
yeah, it's interesting.
No.
It must be funny to watch your splits if you're really trying to get you have great strats everywhere, except it's just they're risky, so it's like your PB must have deaths in it, and it's
yeah. No, there's still like 10 from summer best to my PB. There's still 10 minutes, so there's plenty of time to shave off.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because I remember when you were doing the Kaizo 1 attempts, it was like, finally when you got the run, it was just minutes faster than some of the other attempts.
Yeah. No, the Kaizo 1, when I got my the best time, it was like after a year or so of just like on and off grinding. So this, I'm still like a couple months into it. So hopefully if I just keep like doing it, take a break, maybe sometime later this year, I'll get a run that's actually, like a handful of deaths instead of 15 or 6, whatever,
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it helps to take a break from the game and then go back and de-rust on it. Sometimes you just kind of get up to the next level when you do that. I found, at least, putting a game down and coming back sometimes makes me better at it.
No, agree completely. But yeah, that's pretty much been my week as far as speedrun wise.
Okay.
That I've done myself.
Nice. Well, we should probably talk a bit about Kaizo, right? That would be on topic.
Maybe.
Huh?
Maybe.
That's a little dangerous to me.
Guys.
Kaizo.
All right.
Is that a game?
That's actually a game. Well, we're going to have a pretty fast recap section here. We got massive green numbers on that split because there's only 3 of us here today.
Bam. Take that, Flicky PJ and other guests.
Dicks.
See how we do without you.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. well, let's get into Kaizo. I'm going to put up a video.
The
and
Carl
we can
Sagan skip.
The Carl Sagan skip. Yeah, it was unfortunate. We thought we were going to get Carl Sagan, but he wanted to make it, but unfortunately he had to work right during the hours of the show. So
He's off being a scientist.
finding cures for cancer.
Oh, what a jerk!
Something
I
like
swear.
that. Oh goodness. So
Kaizo.
yeah, so Kaizo. So this game's a ROM hack of Super Mario World, and it's very hard. That's what I know about the game.
Fortunately, we've got an expert.
Yeah,
on
fortunately, we have someone who can fill in some of the gaps. In that.
Oh, sorry, I was standing back and enjoying the gaps.
All right.
Yeah, this ROM hack was created in 2007, which I don't know in the terms of lunar magic and like ROM hack history, but I think that was kind of early on, and it gained a lot of steam on Nico Video, and then a bit more when it was brought over to YouTube. And I think the original videos, which were sadly deleted from Nico, have at least on YouTube have like millions of views, and that's how it got so big, and that's why everyone actually cares about it. You know, like some of the ROM hacks that people submit to GDQs that get cut, or just in general, one of the reason is because people don't know about it. But for some reason, Kaizo, I guess everyone knows about it.
Yeah, that seems to be the thing with certain ROM hacks. I mean, there's so many ROM hacks, and a lot of them are really high quality. It's just that they're pretty obscure. Unless you're into ROM hacks, you probably couldn't name more than a handful of ROM hacks of games. But Kaizo really stands out just because it's, you know, obviously because of the difficulty, but it's notorious, like as you say, because it's an internet phenomenon even before it was a speedrun.
Yeah. Pretty crazy.
All right.
So should I talk about? Well, let's see here. Also, I just want to clarify that Kaizo has come to mean hard or shitty or assholey ROM hack. It actually doesn't mean that. It just means hack in Japanese. So when people say something's Kaizo, I guess that doesn't really make sense. It just means it's a hack.
So there's lots of things that are Kaizo that don't have to be hard, but well, I guess it's defined the term then. It's given new meaning to the word Kaizo.
Exactly.
Because yeah, now there's like Kaizo Mario 64. I mean, there's Kaizos and other ROM hacks as well. So it's definitely started this genre of, you know, ultra hard ROM hacks.
It's got its own difficult in SMW Central. There's a difficulty category of ROM hack that's just called Kaizo. So there you go.
All right. So then at some point it got tasked, right? That happened before people tried to challenge this game in real time, right? It like tasking, it looks like was 2007 was the first task.
Yeah, the tasks came out like pretty immediately. I don't even think speedrunning was a thing till like the past year or two. But yeah, people were creating tasks of it, and that was also that was a while ago. So it was also kind of when people didn't realize like, hey, what's a task? Like, is this an actual human doing this? Or
right.
There's a lot of that going on. But yeah, the first one, one of the first actually good tasks was I think around 19 minutes, and then they went down from there. And the one that I think Ben DeMario, it's a few minutes under my run. It's like 14, whatever. Who cares? It's either way. That was the first time it kind of hit the YouTube scene was through tassing.
Okay, that was a task you're saying that was faster than your run. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, at what point did you pick this game up? Because you've been working on this game for a while.
Minion and I wanted to race. Well, I think he might have started it. I don't even remember. But we raced to Yellow Switch Palace in number SMW marathon. Like whenever that was, 2012 or something.
Isn't that just one level?
2.
2? Oh, you do the first level. Oh, right. Yeah, that's right. It's 2 levels.
Yeah. It's only 2. And I just figured the rest was too hard and it was bullshit and like, whatever. That was right after everyone got like flash cart so we could play it on consoles. So it was super cool. And eventually I saw Jeff W356 playing through Kaizo Mario World with a timer and actually beating it full through. This was like I guess about like 2 years ago at this point. And that was after I had done Yellow Switch Palace RTA, and I was like, holy shit, you could actually do this in real time. And granted, Jeff W is like amazing. He's extremely good, but just the fact that it could even be done real time by anyone, kind of got the idea brewing in my head to keep going with the levels.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. So yeah, okay. He was doing it, doing an actual real time run and getting through it. Do you really start with 99 lives? Is that accurate?
No.
Okay.
That's yeah. You start with 5 lives,
Okay.
which actually this run that we're watching here, the only reason why I could have been using the 5 life cart, which is what I meant to be doing runs on, but I had 99 because this was actually AGDQ practice run, and it was a no reset run. So I didn't want to die 5 times and then game over. So I just didn't want to deal with it. So I used the 99 life cart. Well, I have a ROM that patches 99 lives in, but this I think was a Game Shark code. I don't even remember anymore.
I see. But you don't die in this run that we're looking at here, right?
Correct.
Right. So it doesn't really matter how many lives.
It was a no reset run. Gets deathless.
Right.
Yeah, it wouldn't have mattered anyway.
Huh. So, okay, beating the game, though, with 5 lives is extremely difficult. And there's the continue points. Do you get one when you beat Switch Palace?
You get a save point after every level except for the Switch Palaces. There's 2 of them.
Oh, okay, except for the Switch Palaces. There's 2 worlds in this, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's worlds 1 and 2. Okay.
Yeah, Yoshi's Island and Valley of Bowser.
Is a dick.
Okay. All right, so at least there are continue points, or save points, so there's something. But still, getting through any one level with 5 lives is pretty crazy. And when you continue, you lose the midway checkpoints, if I remember right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mm.
Exactly.
Okay. Let's see. Do you want to talk about general gameplay stuff, or do you want to just go and look at some specific levels? What do you think?
No, I could do either. The right here actually there's a big skip going on in the run. So
Whoa.
if you see right here, I'm large Mario. I clip through the ground.
Yeah.
And bam, that just saves I think that saves 43
seconds,
45 seconds.
All right,
Yeah,
so you slide under, and then what are you doing once you slide under?
You're just spamming the spin jump button, and if you're Big Mario in a one tile in a 1 tile space, you clip through the ground. And then once you're under, that basically puts you 2/3 of the way through the level. Where if you were small, you'd have to go through like 3 or 4 other rooms before that. And part of that trick actually isn't what you just saw. That was the easy part. The hard part is staying Big Mario in the previous level, which is actually partially luck based, just based on jump height, which you have no control over. It's just how high you jump off a saw. Yeah, that's
Right.
on that fast auto scroller.
It was that was that fast auto scroller. Yeah, that's pretty tricky. Okay, so there are definitely some shortcuts. There's some sequence breaks even in a game like this. But
yeah.
It's interesting because I feel like this game, like the people who designed this ROM hack were already aware of a lot of the little tricks and little cheats of mechanics that that people are starting to use, because there's a lot of little small things about the game mechanics that don't make much of a difference in normal gameplay, but people who are speedrunners who are really into these games know these, and that this ROM hack seems to sort of play off that. But it seems like there's stuff that even the designers of this game hadn't expected you to do.
Yeah, and
to add to that, like just looking at the doc that he posted, the couple of docs, there were like things that I just learned about Super Mario World that I was like, huh. Well, that sure would have helped when I was playing just the basic game as a kid,
Yeah, there's so much stuff about it that that I never would have picked up on as a kid.
I'd say the biggest oversight that the developer didn't, while he obviously play tested and went through a lot to prevent breaking levels, this it was funny that you brought that up at that point, because I would say this is the only level where you could clearly go the unintended route. It might be actually the only level. And
it's
as
such a
see,
simple thing to do too.
Yeah, you just swim right under, and it would have been easy for him to prevent. You could have just put like a note block under there or something so you can't swim under. But yeah, there you go. There I am swimming under the level, saving time. So
right, the oldest trick in the book.
Pretty much. And staying. Oh, do I get hit? Never mind. I'm not going to talk about that skip because I don't do it here. There's like a 5-second skip in the next level, but I guess that's probably the one mistake I made in this run is getting hit right there, and now I'm small. So
so you wanted to take damage in the next level just to save some time. Okay.
to get through some of the munchers, but it's like I think honestly it's the only mistake I made in the whole run, and with this run it's not like a normal speed run where you mess up and then you just keep going. With this run, if you mess up, you die, which is, I mean, there's actually a lot of speedruns like that, but it's just normal SMW, you know, you could, I don't know, like not get flight at the right time and then just regain P speed or something. Here, it's not exactly like that.
Sure, right. You take a hit, so you grab a feather somewhere else or something like that. It's not the worst thing in the world messing something up.
Dust yourself off, and you know, Mike Uyama screams goal in the middle of your run. It's fine. Just keep going.
Shake it off and keep going. Did you get 2 switch jumps in this run?
I don't know.
I thought I saw one in the other one too.
Oh, really?
I thought I saw it.
Oh shit, that's pretty cool. I get a wall jump in my low percent run, which is why I'd like never want to go back and beat that run. I don't even know if I can, but it's like a cool thing to get in a run that has no bearing on time. But yeah, look, there was a yump there, maybe 2.
Maybe 2.
Wow. Crazy.
Okay, so Kaizo blocks. One of the many things named after something in this game that then gets applied to other games.
Yeah, there's a ton of them. There's actually one here, right there. That's probably actually the bitchiest one in the game. It gave me a real hard time at AGDQ. Yeah, they're all over the place. Pretty much any. There's another one right there.
Any place that looks safe to jump is not.
Mm-hmm. And it's funny because when I played through Kaizo 2, I used the logic, and it actually helped me. Anytime there's an easy jump, I would purposely make it hard for myself and take the widest angle possible with the assumption that there's a Kaizo block there. And on my initial playthrough, I didn't realize, but I actually missed tons of Kaizo blocks that I found out were there when I was starting to practice actual speedrun strats and et cetera. Because the designer, it's evil, you know, it's pure evil.
Right, yeah, the idea behind the Kaizo block is it's a trap, it's a block hidden right where you're expecting that you should be able to jump, and you bump your head on it and fall in the pit. So it's just like a cheap death, you know, that you wouldn't know about, and the only way to find it is to die. It's one of those things. And then the Kaizo trap is sort of along the same lines, but maybe a little bit more pernicious, we'll say.
Yeah, there's no Kaizo traps in this run. There's a Kaizo trap in the special world, basically meaning you finish the level and you just walk right off a cliff and die. So,
those are the worst.
Right. They place the end of level ticker in a place where you're just going to automatically get pushed off by the auto walk that happens afterwards, right?
Yeah, it's pretty well, it's funny when it happens to someone else, I guess, not you though. It's one of those things.
But yeah, part of the reason why this game has such a reputation for unfairness. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Aside from just being hard, input wise, but yeah, completely
hard and a little bit sadistic.
Yeah, totally. It's hard.
Okay. Okay, so there's munchers all over the place. That's one of the hallmarks of Kaizo is just every spot that they could possibly make dangerous, they do with munchers. I was going to jump to some place that hasn't, but why don't we actually just watch this Bowser fight first while we're talking about it?
Yeah, sure. The Bowser fight actually is surprising, and you would know, Fiesel. It's one of the easiest parts, but one of the more impressive looking parts because you're fighting an invisible boss. Mm-hmm. But having speedrun Mario World and having done no cape runs, it really doesn't matter if he's on screen or not because the fight's so easy.
So it's the same fight?
It follows the exact same pattern.
It's the same exact fight. Actually, it's even easier. You don't even need to do a Mecha Koopa skip in the first phase because there's a bug for some reason it must have been with making him invisible. There's a bug in the first round of the fight where you only need to hit him once.
Oh wow! So you already get a free Mecha Koopa, so you don't even have to do any of that.
Exactly. So the Mecha Koopa skip, you get saves even like twice as much time, I guess, if you want to think of it that way, because you don't even need to do it the first round. And that being said, you can only do it if you're big, but there's a midway point right before the boss fight, so there you go. Solves that problem. I mean, if you die during this fight, you don't deserve the finish anyway. From a speedrun perspective.
Shots fired. Sure. You heard it for your first, folks.
Yeah.
I would probably die during the fight.
No, I've had my share of deaths during this fight.
Sure.
But,
Okay.
yeah.
Cool. It's very interesting though that all they chose to do with this final boss fight is just make it invisible, which I guess is, if you're looking for a simple twist that's going to make the game really hard, make the final boss invisible, kind of makes sense. But I guess they didn't realize how relatively easy this boss fight is for people who play the game a lot, at least compared to everything else in the run.
No, and keeping in mind the time, this was 2007, which, I mean, custom boss fights, you definitely need to know ASM and all that stuff. And like if I go back to Super Mario World Central and go to the Legacy Hacks section and then just sort by date, I'll just sort by date real quick.
Mm-hmm.
The oldest hacks, oh no, never mind. They were like before that. I guess he just didn't feel like doing it and didn't know ASM at that point. Oh, wait, no. It came out in 2007. Yeah, see, Brutal Mario came out in 2008, and that was one of the first hacks, at least first big hacks that had that was super popular and had custom boss fights and everything. And this came out a year before that. So that might be part of the reason, just that knowledge base of making custom boss fights, etc., wasn't out there yet.
So the easiest thing to do is just to swap the sprites or change the palette to black or whatever it is they did.
Yeah,
like a pretty easy modification.
Yeah, like you probably had the resources to do that at the time, or like even the Boo fight. I guess he figured out how to get the Eries in there, and then
just remove all but those 4 blocks.
Exactly. So I just want to clarify for anyone watching the stream, this is actually
this is the TAS.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, this is Dram. I mean, playing like a boss.
This is the run that I didn't tell anyone about, and we were going to debut it at this.
Lord, that jump right there.
Right.
Yeah.
Someone's holding onto the videotape for you so that when someone beats your record, you can just hand it right back in and beat it back.
Yeah, I heard that's a thing. So
right.
Here we go.
My name's Taz. I mean, Dram. This is my Billy Mitchell.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
No, this is the TAS.
The TAS that puts everyone to shame. Wow. Okay, so you're when you started running this game, you could sort of copy some of the TAS strats, but I imagine that much of it was you routing it, or were there some precursors to it? Were there some other people who had some videos that you could go by? I mean, where did the strats for this come from? The real-time speedrun.
Yeah, the strats. Well, one of the only the only big skip I couldn't do that you're seeing right there is that he skipped the yellow switch palace by taking a damage boost at the beginning of this level. Most everything else, I think, and that saves a large amount of time. It skips an entire level. Most everything else the real-time speedrun does, and I got strats. I'm distracted because I'm watching this task, and that's really good.
It's really entertaining, isn't it?
No, I got strat. I looked up every single task I could find, because everyone from the best taskers to the someone who just got their hands on SNES 9X and they're a scrub tasker, made a task of this game. But between I think whenever it came out, 2007, and even till today, or back when I was routing the game, I found a lot, like over 10 tasks.
Those wall jumps.
And I watched every single one of them and saw most of it's obvious. He's duping the
he's duping the note block.
Nice.
It's just for the heck of it. Oh, because it's an auto scroller, so why not screw around with it.
I haven't watched this task in so long. It's so much. I think it was done by Amarada Kondo and G-Breeze. They're, compared to the previous people who tasked this game, they're better.
Better.
So, yeah, it's sad that I know, you and I were talking about it before this stream, that this task actually got rejected, sadly, because it's so good. And,
and what was it, 6 minutes faster than the first task? I mean, that's just a crazy difference for a task.
Yeah, it took like there's plenty of, as far as strat wise, it was probably using similar strats to the previous I guess at that time the previous best task, but it's obviously faster, and they took great strides to make it entertaining.
Yeah, I see that. This guy's spazzing out. Oh, look at that. Floating in the ceiling. Yeah, he's doing everything, or these guys are doing everything they can to make this entertaining.
It's possible. I've seen a video from the 7, where you can clip through the ceiling here.
What the hell is this?
Yeah, he's look at that. That's pressing jump button on, I think, like every frame or every other frame. That's sticking Yoshi to the ceiling like that.
What is this? So silly. Okay.
Yeah, and the sound on
That is
it, I
good
don't know if
stuff.
the sound's coming through stream, but the sound on that's really funny too,
Yeah.
because just
A little
hear Yoshi, whatever Yoshi noises.
I need to go watch this Taz immediately after
Yeah.
show.
No, you should, and this guy's done like recent tests, but if you're
in the lava crap.
the top of the lava hitbox isn't really a
Isn't there?
hitbox. Yeah,
Gotcha.
so you could abuse that. But yeah. So anyway, just
Level wall jump though.
and right here you can't see, but normally you can't run right and be Big Mario there. If you slow it down, he ducks in 2 precise frames to not get hit by those thwomps. Because obviously, when I saw that, I was like, oh wow, you could just run right there while you're big. And
Just
then when
hold
you
right.
go
It's
do it-
easy.
Yeah, when you go do it real time, it's not that easy. It's like, you got to hit right or hit down on 2 frames, and then whatever. There's a way around it, but it lost time.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Well, do you want to?
Someone in the chat wants to know why the Taz got rejected.
The task got rejected because I can't think of a funny lie. So I think it just got rejected because back at the time the game was considered not a great Mario World hack and didn't offer everything a Mario World hack could offer as far as good design. And that's not, don't quote me. That's why it was rejected by the guy who rejected it. I don't know. I think it's entertaining regardless of level design, but I could see they didn't want to accept this and then have everyone submit good tasks for every shitty hack out there. Maybe that was their fear, but who
I can
knows?
see that.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it is a slippery slope. I suppose you got to set standards somewhere, but because there are so many ROM hacks, and I guess at the time, if this game wasn't super, infamous the way that it is now, there's no reason why it would stand out from the pack of other ROM hacks.
It's kind of like the Taz equivalent of category creep in big name games.
Yeah,
you know?
basically, sure.
Where it's like all of a sudden there's I don't know, any percent, no holding left, no
Right.
jumping up and down 3 times in stage 2, plus finish this level world record.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, would you like to? Shall we play your video and you can talk about maybe some specific stuff in these levels? We can just kind of go through it and you can point out things that we didn't get a chance to point out the first time through.
Sure, yeah. Or
Alright.
we can keep playing this one and I'll pretend it's mine.
You pretend
too,
it's
and
yours. Okay.
I'll do a great job.
How did you do this level? That's amazing.
All right.
All right, so the first level is bouncing on the bullets. I think this is pretty much the farthest that I ever played in this game.
And it's the most notorious because I think that's as far as like 99% of the people, like where the retention rate kind of
Right.
cuts off. It's at those bullet bills. So when everyone sees those bullet bills, they're like, "Oh, it's Kaizo!" When they come into the stream, and then at any other level, they're like, "Hey, what hack is this?" Because no one has ever played any other level except for that first bullet bill part.
I see. Yes, level 1 syndrome.
But yeah, there's a lot of. I know you were kind of hinting at it before, but I didn't like. I don't know. The conversation went otherwise. There's a lot of massaging the jump button and holding the jump button when you're running off ledges to increase your height as you fall, or tapping the jump button, letting go, and then re-grabbing so you get far distance, but low jump height. There's a lot of spots that the run's littered with that. Because it either makes things easier or it just makes things possible. So yeah, like right here, you got to hold left and hold the jump button. Otherwise, you hit those munchers, and just like little things. And then through speedrunning it a lot, like running off this ledge right here onto the Goomba, if you just don't hit any run button, it makes that jump so much easier. And there's just little things like that that you figure out as you speedrun it. You know, whereas my old strat, I used to do something that I died like every other run, you know.
Well, let's see if you get that switch jump. I can't recall now.
There's a lot of that. Oh, yeah.
Oh, dang. 2 switch jumps in his run.
Oh, my God. Is this run submittable to SDA, or is that, like...
Yeah, I'll submit it right now.
Do it.
All right.
Cool.
I didn't locally record it, so this quality is as good as any.
As good as it gets. So is there anything special going on in the Switch Palace that we need to know about? You pointed out that, you know, little stuff like when to hold the jump button, when to hold the run button, you know, little tricks like that can make some of these jumps easier or harder.
This last jump into the pipe is one. I mean, nothing really going on here. The most important thing about this Switch Palace is that if you were good and could actually be Big Mario, you could completely skip this Switch Palace like the task. But I would say it's a fairly boring level.
How does that work, being big and skipping the Switch Palace?
So if you just let the video play out and then go to the third, well, you would need to play the task. But if you grab one of the bombs from the first level and keep the bomb till the end of the goal tape, that bomb will turn into a mushroom.
Okay, sure.
Right. So then if you turn into a mushroom, then you become Big Mario. Then you don't even need the Switch Palace, because as the video plays and then you go to level 3.
There's the mushroom. Okay, now you're big.
Yes. So you'll see what the...
I was going to say, it's hard because the game doesn't give you power-ups. It's very stingy. It doesn't give you a power-up unless you really need it or something. So carrying the bomb to the end is, not something you would necessarily do.
It's impossible. I've deemed it impossible real time.
Right. Look at that. He just skips it.
Yeah, he just skips it and he goes right in, and then you'll see it'll be really obvious when you see the beginning of this next level, like what's going on and why a real-time speedrunner wouldn't be able to do it.
Weird.
Yeah.
He just walked up and the save thing came up and he walked off it.
Well, you're forced to go up because of overworld events.
I see, and then he does... Oh, okay, so you don't... Oh, that's right, you are forced to go up after you beat the previous level. It moves you up there. Okay, I was wondering why you went up there. But yeah, so normally you need these... The reason you have to do all that is because you need to fill in those 3 yellow blocks right there.
Yeah, and it's not even, like, looking at it now. It wouldn't even be possible to wall jump that. You know what I mean? There's no... You need to be big.
How is he even doing this? I gotta see this a little more slowly. This is crazy. So he comes in, ducks underneath it, and that must be spin jump at this point.
Yeah, and it's clipping through the ground. He's clipping through the block there.
And then he takes the hit.
That foot through the block thing is not kosher. That's...
Oh, wow. That's nuts. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. No, the task is very clever in the strategies it uses.
Anyway, so that's the only thing you need the yellow Switch Palace for, is that right there?
Yeah, from a real-time perspective, that's the only reason why you need it. And if you were to go right the first time you play the hack, which is kind of instinct, you would just immediately die on the munchers, which, by the way, if you hit that message block that I don't hit in the run at the beginning on the left, the water disappears and the dolphins go away. So you instantly need to, I guess, just die and reset the level.
So without the dolphins, you can't get through this because there's places where you have to ride those dolphins. So it just
right
screwed
at the
you.
beginning. Yeah, right at the beginning. And let's see. So I just want to verify that what I'm watching here on VLC would be the same timing as what people watch on the stream, right?
It's about 2. You're gonna be about 2 seconds back.
All right, cool.
Okay.
So if I commentate on it, it's not like someone 20 seconds later.
Right. No.
No.
Oh,
this
cool.
is how we get around that.
So this dolphin part is the bitchiest part when you're first learning, but it's honestly easy. There's only one of 2 patterns you actually get in a speedrun, and it's just based on how fast you do the level. So right here I get to the dolphins at about 351. It looks like I slowed down during the middle dolphin part. There's 2 dolphin parts in the level. This is the second. The first is by the midway point.
Okay.
Yeah, right here. So let's see. When I do this part, it's just like an interesting tidbit. Do I slow down? See, I do that left-right, and I slow down a little bit. That little left-right that slowed me down meant that I already knew the pattern I was going to get here, which the fourth dolphin goes down, and then I run immediately to the second dolphin and then do this. Had I not slowed down at that middle dolphin part, I would have got a completely different pattern where I would have had to wait on the fourth dolphin. It's just like a little detail that if you're Let's Playing this, you might get a different pattern every time, or you might want to, throw the game through your television or do other bad things. But from speedrunning it and repetitive, repetition, you realize, wait, there's only 2 patterns I'm getting here. It's actually not that bad. Yeah, so that's why when a lot of people look at this and they're like, oh man, this shit, crazy, hard, difficult. It's really the things that you don't think are hard might be harder than you think.
Okay. I think I get you.
Like that dolphin part is one of the easiest rooms of the run, yet people, when they see it done, they're like, whoa, butt clench, crazy. But, it's not that hard. This section here has a lot of particular jumps. Like right here, right? You think it's easy. You just run from left to right, and then you avoid this spike on the right side. And yeah, it's pretty simple. But if you wait too long on the left side of the screen, SMW actually has this funny mechanic where if you're on the left side of the screen and there's a sprite on the right side of the screen, like almost off screen, such as a thwomp or a falling spike, you can actually trigger it from the left side of the screen, if that makes any sense. So if you're too far on the left side of the screen there, you'll force that falling spike to fall, and it's timed perfectly so that it'll fall right on your head, and that jump's impossible. Just one of the many things that you could just tell this guy really went through and really play tested it, which is why so many people, another reason why people like this hack, it's like how masochistic it is
but it's well put together, and it really,
it's the appeal
it really
behind
goes
it.
into the actual mechanics of the game.
Right. It took a lot of knowledge to be this sadistic.
Yeah, it's like if you try to outsmart it and you can't, it's like you gain a certain kind of respect for that. So this room, I would say, is the one where people bug out the most. Right here, this saw jump is the random jump. How high you bounce off those saws is you can't control it real time, and sometimes you get hit. This jump right here, you hit the jump button twice, because if your speed is too fast, it eats your jump. So I hit the jump button twice there to try to minimize.
Let's see it again. Okay.
Yeah, it's the one off that gray platform. Yep. It's a way to increase my odds of making it right there.
Weird.
So each frame, Mario is traveling at different speed internally, like in the game's RAM. And if your speed's too high, your jump gets eaten and you die. This right here, it's not luck based. I think it's like a 2 or 3 frame jump. And then right here, I go through the thwomps. It's actually very easy to do that.
Right, you're doing this the safe way, because you don't want to get hit. You want to stay Big Mario for purposes of the next level.
Yeah, exactly.
For those who don't know, by the way, that auto scroller doesn't stop scrolling if you don't make the pipe.
Yep, you'll go right past it.
Nope.
Yeah. Yeah, and then there's like a little Japanese symbol at the end that I forget what it stands for, but it's something along the lines of whatever, to embarrass you. Yeah. Like, hey, you didn't make it, asshole. But so here's the skip, since we already saw that before.
Right, that's why you want to be Big Mario, so you can do that little spin jump skip through there. Cool.
Yeah. And so how it works here with this this boss fight is that the eerie pattern, usually depending on I'm trying to think of how to explain this. There's certain enemies in the game that go off an RNG counter, and you know what, I'm already explaining it too much in detail. It's a kind of random the first time you go into this boss fight. So right now I don't really know what pattern I'm gonna get, but since I have the midway point and I'm Big Mario, I just go for it because I could take a hit and still try to beat the boss fight. What I used to do is I used to kill myself immediately after getting the midway point, and then you would guarantee to get the same eerie pattern every time. And because it was seeded off the same RNG counter that gets reset when you enter the level from the midway point.
I see. So the Big Boo always moves exactly the same because he's based on where you are, right?
Yeah.
But the Eries these guys you see going side to side, you're saying those things where they are positioned is random?
It was explained to me there's one of so many patterns they can have, and it's based on a internal counter that's running as the game's playing. And if you enter the level from the midway point,
I see that counter gets reset.
That counter gets reset, and the Eries are the same pattern. But then there was I used to kill myself there on purpose because it made the fight easy. And then after a while, Jeff W., the other guy who speedruns this game, aside from Carl Sagan, convinced me. He's like, "Hey man, you could just probably like learn most of the patterns and take a D boost and you'll get it." And I was like, "All right." So then I started doing it, and it saves 12 seconds.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
The death takes some
myself
time.
there.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, because you get the death screen and then the animation and back to the overworld and then like
Mario Start, etc.
Yeah, all that crap.
Okay, so had you been big, you took a hit right there at the end, and it looks like it was just because of a really unfortunate pattern. Had you been big entering this level, would you have done this part differently? So this part's mostly just you swimming under the level.
Yeah, actually, funny tidbit. If I was big here, and this happened to me first time in a run. So let's just pretend I was big here. And this did happen to me on stream once. And it was the first time it had ever happened. And I was super excited. And I was like, oh man, I'm big. Right here, before this pipe, you get stuck. You can't make it in there.
Oh, wow.
What?
Yeah. So I was on a really good run. And I got up to that point, and then I got stuck. And I had to go back down and take a damage boost. And then by that time, there's actually bullet bills that come out of that pipe. So then when I went down and took a damage boost and then came back up, the bullet bills were going. So then they killed me, and it ruined the run. That was really fun.
That sucks.
Just a difference of Big Mario versus Small Mario's hitbox. The hitbox just can't fit through there, or what?
Yeah, there's actually it's like I don't know if it's an invisible block, but yeah, you could just imagine Small Mario's hitbox is half of Big Mario.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he just can't fit. He's too big. He's too fat.
So it just triggers the collision detection then?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
If I had Pasky's hitbox thing for this game,
you could show it.
Yeah. He did that for SM Dub.
Is there anything in this swimming level that we want to go back and take a look at?
No. I mean, only what we covered before, which was that I'm swimming under the level.
Swimming under the level, okay. And now you take a hit here. Is that because, what, did you just hit a muncher?
Yeah, I hit a muncher. I hit that last muncher.
Oh, okay.
Had I stayed big here, I could have actually done a skip where it's just like it saves, I think, 5 or 6 seconds in the next level, where you actually jump out of the cloud. It's pretty cool looking. You jump out of the cloud and then jump back in. It's weird. The Lakitu cloud in Mario World goes super slow, but if you jump out of it, it goes really fast. So there's just a part in the Switch Palace where you could just jump out of it and then take a damage boost and run around the munchers. I was thinking about it earlier, but I don't have a video of it.
Huh.
So yeah, it's like right here. You could just throw the cloud down by that P-switch and take a damage boost and run back and get to the cloud. Okay. But as you can see, it's a short level. It doesn't save too much time, but it's the one, like if me or someone else was to come and try to best this run, they would probably, if they got that, it would beat the run for sure.
I see.
It's a bit of a time save.
So look the way you go into this pipe right here. What's going on there?
Oh yeah, that's a cool thing. When you enter too low from a Lakitu cloud, you go under the pipe.
Whoop. Look at that. So strange.
Yeah, that's I honestly didn't know about that until I did it by accident.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was pretty cool when I found that out.
Now, spin jumping that bullet bill, that's just jump at the right time and you get it, right? That's not like there's no trick to it. It's just timing.
Yeah, nothing crazy. It's not like a one frame jump or anything. It wasn't that dick of a move. But the first time you play the level and that actually surprises you, it probably will kill you. So from a Let's Play perspective, it's a dick move. But once you know about it, it's not too bad.
Well, sure, yeah. I mean, giant bullet bill, that's exactly the height of the corridor you're trying to get through. What are you supposed to do, right?
Yeah, and also
Speaking of dick moves, this level.
yes,
Yeah.
spin jumping there, you wouldn't you might not know that it would actually kill him too. But yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, this is a dick level. It fucked me over at Age of DQ, but that's cool because I don't put that against the level.
Not bitter or anything.
Yeah, no, not. But I would say it's the hardest and I guess like most impressive level. It's by far the best level because it's Jape's favorite. So if Jape likes it, then everyone likes it. And it's the most satisfying to do.
I love that, going under that platform. That's so cool.
Yeah, man, it's probably maybe except for like other ROM hacks that I've played, it's like the heaviest input based level as far as like Mario World is concerned, at least that I've played. Because even like low percent or like 96 exit, there's tricks that are really hard, but it's hard because it's like a 2-frame trick. It's not hard because you have to just like constantly, it's like a hard trick surrounded by caping over an entire level, so it's not too bad.
Right.
That level is just every platform there's something out to get you.
So Bowser's Palace does not have the whole like choose a door, right? There's only one way through this.
Yeah,
Okay.
only one way.
Mm-hmm.
A shitty way.
And it looks like it's got a little bit of everything. We got
You hear
lavas.
that, Bowser's Castle? You hear that?
Right.
Uh,
Huh. And then manipulating these chucks, just forcing them to jump at the right time.
Yeah, if you jump when their hands are down, they'll jump. That's why people they get all pissed off with those things. They're actually, you can manipulate them, and it's exactly that. If their hands are down and you jump, they jump. If their hands are up and you jump, they're not going anywhere.
See that room again.
Yeah, so it's just that room. I'm just playing it in an exact way where I know, I jump as soon as I get through the door because you'll see the guy's arms are down right there. So it's manipulating that mechanic, And the more you jump, the more those baseball guys don't turn around, so they won't throw the baseballs in your direction. Yeah, that's another little thing. It just makes it easier, but it's an easy room.
So what do you think's the hardest level in this?
The hardest level,
The level right before this one?
I would say the level right before this one, or the first level.
Let's go back to the level right before. Or the first level, huh? But you probably got the most experience with that one.
Yeah. No, definitely this one. It's just, there's Kaizo blocks everywhere. There's just tough jumps everywhere. There's a lot of, like what I was talking about before, just, holding, pressing jump, holding it, letting it go, massaging the jump button. There's a lot of that here. There's invisible blocks right there. That platform, that gray platform, is I'm kind of cheating there.
Which one? Oh, the gray platform. What do you do?
Yeah.
Oh, here, hitting the edge of it?
Yeah.
Is that not how you're supposed to do it?
No, not at all. It sticks out 1 pixel.
Right.
Kaizo Man actually told me about that little trick.
So what do? You wait for this little piston on the left to get all the way down, and then you jump up onto the gray platform?
Yeah, and that gray platform sticks out 1 pixel to the left, so Mario can stand on it. And you could do this part without doing that. I think the intended way is to actually jump under, and that's a really tough jump.
Yeah, I bet it would be.
If you just do this, you freeze framed on the perfect frame,
right.
That's literally just 1 pixel and standing on there, and it's extremely easy.
Huh.
Yeah. And then everything else is pretty self-explanatory about looking at it. It's just this is the kind of game where you gotta put on a stream or a song or an album and then just grind the levels, and that's just the only way about it.
Not overthink it. Not nervous.
Overthink it. There's almost zero RNG except for that one jump in the middle. If someone's looking for a fun technical game, I guess this is a good one because it's RNG wise. I guess it's kind of a bitch if you're going for a record with that jump lock with the saws. But otherwise, if you're just going for a good time, I don't know. I had a lot of fun with it.
Cool.
I had a lot of fun with it.
I'm going to jump back to level 1, your other pick for the hardest level.
Yeah, there's probably like 1 or 2 jumps that makes this why it comes to mind as the hardest. And let's see. This is really when the clock hits 395, you start running right, and the bullet bills go. So that's easy. Debunked for everyone. There you go.
Confirmed easy.
Confirmed easy. It's this jump right here over that bomb. It's just really hard.
Wait,
if
right here?
Mario, it's the first bomb you see in the level.
Okay.
Yeah, he's jumping underneath the muncher plants. You're not back far enough.
Yeah, I crouch and
Oh,
then do
further
it.
back?
No,
Yeah, there you go. That was it.
Oh, that was it.
you
Okay,
just had
cool.
it
Got it.
previous time. If you hit
Right after
jump
the
for
Goomba.
I
I
think
see.
2 or more frames, you hit those munchers.
Oh, so you
it's
just
like-
have to do as small a jump as you can do.
Yeah, and the other thing about it is that if you're traveling from left to right too fast, just the way Mario's physics work, you could hit jump for 1 frame, but if you're traveling too fast, you'll jump higher, and you'll just jump too high right into the munchers. So it's just kind of learning how the physics work and knowing. It's just really fucking annoying. I don't know.
But that's like a speed oscillation thing or something? Is that why that happens?
It's not really. It's more just the faster you're going, the higher you jump. So it's not as in depth as oscillation. It's
Okay.
just if you're jumping from a stopped position and hit spin jump for 2 frames, you won't jump as high as if you're running right and hit jump for 2 frames.
I see.
Even if it's just a walk.
I see. It's just a way to completely kill your momentum so you're not going to overjump.
Exactly. So that's
Okay.
I kind of slide there, wait till I stop or come as close to stop as possible, and then like flick the button, which sometimes I don't hit it and then I die, but
Right.
whatever. It's really annoying. But yeah, the jump at the end, I would say, is another reason why I would call it the hardest level.
Let's go
The
see
one
the jump
with
at the end.
the piranha plants and the muncher.
Right, this
probably
part.
when the clock's at. Yep, right there. Right,
Oh, I bet
right
went
there,
back.
exactly.
Huh.
Yeah, so I actually do.
Wow.
Oh wow, I do a different strat here because I messed up and I didn't even remember doing that. But yeah, all this stuff jumping through the 2 piranha plants at the end, it's just, especially in a run, if it's the first level and you're still kind of cold, it's not the exact thing you want to be doing on the first level of a run, like jumping through 2 munchers. But there it is.
Neat.
Yeah.
Well, this looks like fun. If someone, let's say, wanted to learn to speedrun this game, you've already suggested that it's a great choice for a game with the high technical difficulty. You know, it's obviously, being a Mario game, lots of people are familiar with the game mechanics, the game engine. It's got some, somewhat of a community around Super Mario World's ROM hack speedruns and such. But where would you say to get started? Because you've done a speedrun of this, so obviously looking at your video would be a good start.
Yeah, I would say you can go off the video of my run, which pretty much I guess has all but like one thing that's kind of outdated because I just missed the skip. And there's also this spreadsheet. I'll link it in chat if anyone in chat's interested. I don't know, but
Please do.
wait, I was trying to find which tab. But it just has like some of the tougher jump. It's like the equivalent of a wiki, but shoved into a Google Doc because I didn't want to put this game on SMW wiki. It just felt weird. I don't know. It felt weird, but yeah, I don't know. If anyone has any questions, like feel free to ask. I know there's a lot of people. I would say 3 or 4, maybe more, but at least that people I've noticed doing playthroughs of this without save states, and I'm wondering, and usually they're playing late night, and I'm wondering if they're gonna eventually
Add
do
a timer.
speedruns. Yeah, I know, like 3 Cats watching Top Gun. Yeah, I don't know, he's got a really funny stream. He's kind of like an understream still. Aaron, Area 51. I know 3 Cats definitely plans on speedrunning it. Aaron plans on speedrunning it. So I don't know. I guess there's sort of a community brewing.
Okay.
Kind of. But yeah, they're like literally in the middle of their Let's Plays. Aaron just finished it, I think, last week. So yeah,
Nice.
if you wanna learn it and I guess have fun. I don't know, maybe be mad at some point.
A fun kind of mad.
Yeah, I don't know. I had a lot of fun with it. I really, this was probably Let's Playing this and learning it was one of the most fun things I did. It was just such I don't know, it was good to take a break from Mario World and not have to relearn new physics. So there you go.
That's right. You can venture far away from home without actually leaving your house, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Because like, I've done that. I've tried to pick up new games, and it's like, oh man, like time sink. But yeah. Then this kind of just took my interest.
Cool. All right, and so now you're moving on to Kaizo 2, right? That's what you've been working on lately.
Yeah. Yeah. Kaizo 2. It's harder, and it's I don't know, just more. It's like more of the same. Just like Kaizo blocks, shit's hard. Honestly, I'd say everything except for one room is just all input based. There's one room that's just I haven't been able to figure out, and I consistently die there.
Not the dolphins, is it?
Yeah, it's the dolphins. And
Yeah, I remember watching you. Like one of the early streams where I mentioned that we wanted to do the episode to you. You were right in that dolphin room, and good God.
Yeah, it's like this Kaizo 1, I figured out the dolphin pattern. They were predictable, but in Kaizo 2 I can't figure it out. So now I'm trying to figure out how to maybe get through it by running slow, whatever. It's it's a work in progress. If you talk to me or anyone else who speedruns it in a couple months, we might just be like, oh yeah, we figured it out and we were dumb idiots or whatever. It's just a problem now, but that's a lot of fun, the speedrun. It's the logical progression from Kaizo 1, I would say.
Is it longer?
Yeah. So this run was a good one. It was deathless, and it was 14, 15 minutes, Kaizo 1. Kaizo 2, my sum of best, which is a decent sum of best, is like around 26 or 27 minutes.
That would be deathless, right? Your sum of best would all be deathless segments, I assume.
I don't know. There might be a couple deaths in there. So
but still at least
probably
50% longer, at least.
Yeah,
Okay.
Exactly. That's a good number.
All right.
I like 50%. That's a great on-the-fly estimate.
All right.
That's why I come to this podcast and not others. or there are none.
Right. Or that.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, maybe we'll eventually have a Kaizo 2 episode once we get a little further down the line with that. Planning on offering Kaizo 2 for a GDQ in the future? Is that the idea?
If shit, man, the way GDQ submissions are going nowadays, it's like good luck getting anything in. But if I learn that one room of Kaizo 2, where I had that would give me the same confidence that I had with Kaizo 1, and then I would submit it. If I don't figure out that room, I would never submit it, because it's like the potential to be
right, just brick walled by that one room. That'd be terrible.
I would never. Like, some people do that, man. They even write it in their description, like, like there's some parts I still can't figure out, but I'll clear it up. I'm not even gonna submit it until I know I could beat it consistently every time. And I'm kind of at that point now, but that one room is a potential roadblock. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh man, Dram's cat is in the chat now.
Dram's cat's here.
Cat's here.
Apparently.
What's up, cat?
When did you let him get an account?
Just came here to say feed me.
I can't. Hey, it's not me, man. I can't control my cat does.
This is true. He just mashes buttons all day long and makes you look good.
You can't control the cat.
By the way, best input viewer on Twitch ever. Go watch Dram stream.
Yeah, that is a good input viewer.
Yeah, thanks to Domelix. I just took what he did and put a bunch of cat pictures on it.
It was great because I'd watched your stream back in the day when it wasn't an input viewer, it was just a GIF, and then the last time I tuned in, it was like, wait a minute, That thing's actually pushing buttons.
No, yeah, it's it does work.
All right. Anything else you want to say about Kaizo before we move on to other things?
No, I hope to see the people that are let's playing it start to speedrun it, and people who aren't playing it at all maybe just give it a
try.
Give it a run through. Yeah, I guess that's all there is to say about it. It's a short run once you learn it. And sorry, yeah. And one thing I didn't mention is that this game has a really freaking hard special world, and Jeff W did a speed run of it, and it's 31 minutes. Which, to be honest, I only watched the special world portion of it because that's you know, the part that I'm not used to. But it's worth a watch. The 31 minutes, just basing it off the time, is a really good run, and he went and learned the special world levels, which are probably some of them are harder than Kaizo 2. So I'm just like gonna link that in chat, and he holds the 100% world record, and it's a good one. Sadly, if you scroll to the end of the run, it shows he has 99 lives, but he was using the Game Shark code that his lives don't decrement. So I don't know how many times he dies in it, but couldn't be many.
So right here, is this where you get to special world? Like there's a branch here, and there weren't any branches in the first level, right? It was all linear the first level, other than having to do the Yellow Switch Palace optionally.
Yeah.
If you're not a task.
It would, if you were in the swimming level and just stayed under the goal tape and then just swam all the way to the right, there's a key and a keyhole, and that brings you up into special world, and
that star takes you to it. So there's no backdoor, there's no Bowser backdoor or anything.
No, yeah, it just brings you to special world. And actually at the end of it, well, the first level of special world, I'll just say it quick because we don't have any video. First level of special world, the first thing you encounter is random cheap fishes, like that generator where they're just flying all over the screen. And that's pretty completely random, which turned me off from speedrunning it. And at the end of the special world, which is the whole thing is hard, is a cape, which you can actually acquire.
Whoa!
And yeah, it's
a cape in Kaizo.
Yeah, there's a cape at the end of Kaizo, at the end of special world, and I took the cape and tried to beat this level with cape. You know, I was like theorizing, like, oh, maybe in 100%. You can get a cape. Yeah, exactly. And it turns out that I don't know if he did it on purpose, but you can't fly over this level. It's got fail safes in there so that you can't fly over it. You could fly over some of it, but you can't fly over all of it. So this guy really thought of everything, apparently.
Huh.
I guess maybe he wasn't thinking of cape. Maybe he was thinking of people wall jumping over it. But either way, you can't fly over this level in particular, the one that's playing.
But that's common practice in SMW ROM hacks, right? Putting stuff at the top of the screen so that you can't fly over. It seems like that's one of the first things that ROM hackers caught on to, that, you know, if you want to just make it so people actually play your levels, you need to fix the infinite flying, so you can't do that. It might just be a matter of habit that he made it so you couldn't go over the top, even though it didn't expect you to have the cape there.
I'm not gonna lie. I opened it up. I don't know how you prevent people from flying over. I opened the level up in Lunar Magic, and I don't see like what he put there.
There's not hidden blocks, really?
Yeah, it looks no different than the places that I can fly over.
Huh.
Yeah, so I don't know, but either way, you definitely can't fly over the whole thing. You get screwed for sure. And routing that level with a cape was actually a lot of fun. And it was almost as slow as doing it without a cape, but there was a lot of like crazy cape dives and stuff, but that like had no bearing on any speed run. It was just fun to do. Yeah, but that's just the total side note.
All right, well now I want to see the special world, because now I had no idea that there was special world. So
yeah, so Jeff's run is only on Twitch. I don't know any YouTube encodes of it aside from well, there's a great task of it that Kaizo Man did where he I don't know if you want me to link you that now, or if you want to.
Let me see. Yeah, I can play it real quick.
All right.
If you want
hold
to.
on. Yeah, let's see.
If you have it. If you don't, we can just make that a homework assignment.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do that, and with when I come back with Kaizo 2, we could dip back onto this.
Okay.
It's in the Skype chat, but I mean we could play it as we go on to the next topic.
Well, I'll put it up real quick.
Yeah, it's. I've played through it. I was planning on speedrunning it 100%, but this right here, the cheap thing, turned me off from it. You could regulate the pattern, right? So you could sit there and stand and wait till you get a recognizable cheap pattern, and then keep going. But doing the beginning was like next to impossible. Jeff W swears you could do it consistently. I was getting it like less than 50%, so I was like, you know what, fuck this, I'm not gonna. But yeah, the special world is really it's really cool. The second one here is just this is a super short one. This is the one that's famous from well, I don't know, internet famous from Proton John screaming at that pokey to go faster. That was the pokey, the one that the task just ran by, and you didn't even notice it. But this is a short level.
What was the point of the screen scroll there?
Yeah. What was the point? If he didn't scroll the screen, he would have fell off a ledge.
Oh, so that's Kaizo trap right there. Oh, okay, I see.
That's the Kaizo trap. Yeah, that's the first Kaizo trap, I guess, in the Kaizo Mario World series. This one is evil with is this the auto scroll? Yeah, that's a frame perfect jump. This first jump right here, frame perfect. Oh.
What? And then between the boo ring?
Yeah, that real time is
And when you're spin jumping off of something, it's really hard to control your trajectory.
Yeah, it's not easy. And the boo ring, the first time you play this level is in a relatively simple spot, but every time thereafter, like with how the boo rings work, you could basically from a reset, you'll know where they are the first time, but anytime thereafter, it's pretty much a crapshoot. Mm-hmm. So from an RTA perspective, if you die here once, you're done.
Okay, and so it's only 4 levels in Special World?
4 levels, and then I don't know if Kaizo Man, because this is Kaizo Man 666. He did a task of Special World. There's a level at the end that all it does is contain the cape, which I don't even know, but like you can get the cape, and I've done it real time, but if you look at it, it's kind of hard to get, and I don't even know if it was intended that you were able to get it at all. You'll understand when you see it.
All right, yeah, this is a really short task. I just realized it's only 3.5 minutes, so we'll be there momentarily.
It worked out good, I guess. The good thing it was a task. This level real time this boss fight is horrendous.
Ooh. Oh, there's a SMB1 style axe?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I think that's an orb, but with palette changes an axe.
Oh, huh.
And, okay, so now let's see if he does it. If he goes into this level.
What?
Yeah, it looks like he's doing it. So not many people see this level in Kaizo 1. But all it does is have a cape that's in a really trolly spot.
Wait, can you get out of that? Is that too high to jump out of?
It's too high to jump out of. So what you actually have to do is you need to do a crouch jump and then spam jump as you go under the pylon. And then, like, real time, the first time I got it, it was after like 10 minutes of trying, you know? So it's like not, of course a task will blow through it, but real time that's very difficult. Mario can't jump however many tiles that is, 1, 2, 3, 4. He can't jump 4 tiles from a standing still.
So you have to do a little bit of a wall jump there to get out, sort of.
Not a wall jump. It happens so fast in the task. He crouch jumps under that pylon so he can keep his speed right there. So he's jumping and gaining speed as he's crouch jumped, and then that gives him enough horizontal velocity to jump high enough to get out of there.
Oh, I see. He's doing basically a running jump by kind of like spin jumping underneath the low part or something like that. He's able to keep
exactly
his speed.
That.
Ah.
He's jumping so fast under there that he's keeping his speed. Mm-hmm.
Huh. Anyway, that's a great ending to Special World. It's like, hey, you finally get your feather. Hope you enjoy it. Now you're stuck.
Yeah, like you can go back, but then you only got one, and there's kind of know where to use it. Oh shit! All right, let's just go through all SMW.
Okay, we'll just let the infinite playlist continue. It's the never-ending TSSB.
Yeah, I know. I love that part about YouTube.
All right, cool. Well, wow, we've really we've really put Kaizo through its paces. We saw all the saw the task, we saw your run, we saw Special World.
Mm-hmm.
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 Mm-hmm. Nice. Cool. Anything we missed? We've pretty much got
we've
the
been
gist of
going on
Kaizo.
forever.
Yeah, we have. Yes. Nice.
I think it's about everything you could know.
All right. Well, let's wrap up this Game of the Week section. Hit the split. So you're going to stick around and read off some records with us?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's actually not too many today. We can just make you do all of them if you want.
You know what? I saw
I'm just gonna
that
kick my feet up.
spreadsheet, and I was like, "What is this? Is that real? Were there only that many submitted?"
Yeah, it was pretty light one this week. I think maybe just because it's Easter or something, people are just traveling or busy or not planning on watching or something. I don't know.
I know some people had spring break last week and stuff as well.
Oh, okay.
You'd figure that would give them more time to speedrun, but maybe they actually went out of town or something.
Right, maybe they were drunk all week and didn't have much of a chance to.
Woo! Speedruns!
Right. Okay, cool. Well, let's get into it. So, page 1, you've got the doc, so you can see all these records, right?
Yeah. Let me see. Yeah. Yeah. Now I am.
Okay, now he's ready. Cool. Well, why don't I'll start us off here. First run that we got in the list is Big Nose the Caveman for the NES. This is any percent run in 24:37 by Lack Attack. He says this run... Wait, let's actually start it so we can see it here. He says, this run was outstanding, had no deaths, and only got hit one time by an enemy. The run was possible since the discovery of even more stage-ending zips were found by myself and Carpet Crawler. Excited to hopefully find even more zips and bring the time down even lower. So Big Nose the Caveman, I've played Big Nose Freaks Out. I know people have probably seen it on my stream. We've played it on SGL, but this is the game before it, and it's sort of a different animal. Feels a lot different play control-wise.
Diesel speedruns are not animals.
Yes, they are. And you put hats on them. So this is apparently the zip that he's talking about. Clearly not intentional game mechanics.
You don't say.
Yeah. I don't think that's right, guys.
Huh.
This looks fun, though.
Well,
Yeah, this
gotta
looks
go.
pretty cool. I like the animation of throwing whatever he's throwing when he spams it.
Right, he kind of like shakes his club and it shoots rocks out.
Yeah. Yeah, like right here.
Yeah. He's just going nuts with it. Huh? Oh, goodness. Anyway, this is a great game. From what I can tell by looking at it, it's got some nice auto-scrollers in it, so if you like auto-scrollers in your speedruns, I'd recommend this one.
I do.
Right.
You're really selling it.
Yeah, I'm really...
Great auto scrollers, y'all.
Everyone's rushing out to find a copy of Big Nose the Caveman.
Flea markets are getting wiped.
Wiped out. Yep. Cool.
Help build the Big Nose community, Fusil. I'm sure they'll. Your check is in the mail.
Right. Yeah, but anyway, I highly approve of the Big Nose series. Good stuff. Okay, we got... Oh, how about you read the next one, Dram?
All right. Well, I'll be honored to read a Grav world record.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Grav got the Doom 64 any percent be gentle world record, 3509. Haven't seen it, but I'm sure it's beast because anything that Grav produces manages to be pretty epic. Let's see. Here's his notes here. I managed to put together a slightly cleaner run, but there is plenty of time to be saved in several stages. I'll go for a sub 34:30, possibly sub 34 before I stop.
Wow.
Sweet.
Planning to take off another minute or so from the run. Cool.
Damn. Congrats, Grav.
Yeah, sure.
Yep, we were talking last week about how it's been like we've seen Doom 64 records kind of on and off over the span of almost 2 years. I think. I mean, it's just been a game that keeps getting improvements from back when Peaches was running it and Grav picked it up and still running it. Also, at the same time, working on Blast Core and figuring out that credits glitch and improving a run that we've already seen improved many times as well. So very busy guy.
Looks like it got past. I mean, I know it's just
First
got past
round.
first round of GDQ. Yeah, but that that doesn't mean anything. It's like
Sure.
90% chance you'll get cut because there's like 1,000 games or whatever. But worth noting, I guess.
All right. So Gilder, how about you take this next one?
Why not? We've got Dragon Ball Xenoverse, PS3, US version, any percent without bonus and DLC. In wow, is that?
That's a decimal.
Okay, just making sure. Second there, I saw 1 day, and I was like, what the hell? At any rate, an hour 23:22.34 by Tommy Spud. A bit of a botch in the mission menu by me. This was just to establish some sort of guideline on how fast this game could be beat. There's a lot of me punching people, as I was at the point that regular attacks do better damage than specials in most cases. So there we go. A bit of a preliminary run, but I suppose it's good to know what kind of times are out there for that sort of thing.
So this game I've actually never seen before. What kind of game is it? Do you know?
I.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to ruin the illusion that we're experts about all the games that...
Damn it! I've ruined it myself.
Shit.
But yeah, I don't know much about the game, unfortunately. Speaking of games I don't know much about, here's Dragon Quest VIII. Fiesel?
All right, cool. So Dragon Quest VIII, you see, not a game that I've ever run, but it is, Dragon Quest series, excellent series of RPGs. This is Dragon Quest VIII for the PS2. Any percent run in 11 minutes. Nope, that's 11 hours, 51 minutes, 58 seconds. So he cut the half day, less than half a day to beat Dragon Quest VIII by High Spirits. Who says, after grinding this game pretty hard the past few weeks, I finally got the amazing metal slime farming luck needed to get this time. I was able to shave 17 minutes from my previous time. This game can probably be pushed down to 11:40, but I don't think I have the heart to grind out the amazing metal slime luck needed to get this time.
If he doesn't, who does?
Right. But that 17 minutes he's shaved off was enough to put it under 12 hours, so I'm sure that was it felt nice to pass that threshold, I bet.
Damn,
yeah,
that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Shit.
You ever gonna run a 11-hour game, Dram?
No, but props to High Spirits because that's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't even I don't even want to do an hour game anymore, let alone 12
Yeah,
of
I'm
them.
pretty much like 40 minutes is about my outer limit for how long of a speedrun I could probably stay focused on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I feel the
that's-
I have
same
no
way.
idea how RPG runners do it, but shout outs to them for doing it.
Yeah. Same.
Cool. All right. Oh man, this next one, Dram, you want to read this one off? This is a gem.
Yeah. This is pretty cool. I'm actually kind of sad I didn't even know about this one till just now.
See you both.
I feel ashamed. No one would have knew unless I, but whatever. So we got Mega Man 2 by Elo. What's the time here? 26:49. So another sub 27 run, even lower this time. And let's see his notes. Pretty silly run. What a way to start. I'm sure it was silly. That'd be everyone's first reaction. Went 7 stages in a row without losing any time, then managed to not throw away said time. This is definitely one of the few occasions where a runner is happy with their run.
Speedrun canceled.
That does sound a little silly. I don't know if I believe it. Summa Best is only 14 seconds faster than my PB, so I can't really ask for more. I want to say I'm done with this category for now, but I'm pretty sure last time I submitted Mega Man 2 here, I said the same thing. Pull the records, we could find that out. Flicky, get on it. I'm going to boss him around because he's not here. Lesson learned, kids. Never make statements regarding your speed choices. Wow, that turned from an explanation of a run to like a very nice point.
You got a life lesson, guys. You just got a life
Yeah.
lesson.
Well, dude.
I'm enlightened.
According to the chat, he got a gold split on the boss rush, so
Oh wow.
Shit.
that's strong. to say the least.
Yeah, grats, Elo.
Seriously.
Solid run. I'm gonna put that on my list of things to watch.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, definitely. I was pretty impressed watching the various Mega Man 2 runs. The people who are all in the top 5. There's sort of like there's Elo, and then there's like the other 4 people. It's like a noticeable gap between him and the next best players, who are all just like phenomenally good at this game. And then Elo is just like a whole different category of strats, doing all the task crash and whatnot.
You gonna use the G word?
What's the G word?
God
Runner? God Gamer?
God Gamer? Andrew G like?
Is that the G word?
I don't know. It is now, I guess.
Invoking the Andrew.
That's what the G stands for. Didn't you know that?
Well, yeah.
It's not his last name, dude.
Crazy talk.
All right.
His
Well,
last
if you're
name
going
starts with Q.
to apply
Andrew
the term to
God.
anybody.
Based Andrew God.
All right. Next page. Got another Mega Man run for you.
Dude.
This one is Mega Man 9. Oh, sorry, I started it too early here. Okay, so this is Mega Man 9 this is on Wii, so I guess he's playing the Wii version. Yeah. Any percent, is that the only version, or were there other versions of this?
It's the only one I know, but I'm not like a Mega Man expert by any means.
Yeah, I think I've seen this only on the Wii. I could be wrong. Okay, this is Any Percent in 3153 by Magma Peach, who says, "When we step on the scene, y'all know us. Road to 31." Sorry,
That's a good start.
Good delivery. Road to 31. This run was really good, and then lost a bunch of time to luck at the very end, because this is Mega Man 9. A stunning endorsement of this game.
Is this the run that beat the long-standing Mega Man 9 record that lasted for years, or was that like previous that he did that?
I do not know.
Because
Let's
as
ask
far
the
as
chat.
Hey, Chad.
because it was that guy, I forget his name. Hold on, I could go look. Where the record stood from like 2012, and it was considered the God Run. And let's see. Yes,
Derek
this
says
is
yes,
the
this
run.
is the run.
Yeah, Private Eye back in 2012 had the run that beat EXO, and EXO's run was considered the God Run. Then Private Eye beat him a couple months later. This was 2012, and then no one else could beat Private Eye until Magma Peach came along. And wait, hold on.
Yeah,
What
this
did he
is the
say?
run, is what the crowd is saying. This is
And
the one
then
that beat the long-standing one.
This was the money.
apparently he stepped on the scene, and y'all know him.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah,
Y'all
this
do know.
is it beat like a 3 or 4 year standing run. So, way to go, dude.
Yeah, seriously, dude.
Cool. Well,
That is
congrats,
strong.
Magma Peach. That's quite an accomplishment.
Colonel, I see we've got another record.
Got another record. All right, why don't you read this one off, Gilbert?
Metal Gear. It's Metal Gear on the NES in any percent.
It's 2432 by Dunnius. It says, "This is a 10-second improvement over my last world record from a few years ago. I still have several seconds to shave off, so suppose we will look for improvements in Metal Gear NES."
Right, the dedication that
Dunnius.
Dunnius has put into Metal Gear just defies reason, because he's been working on real-time running it, tassing the MSX Metal Gear. I mean, he's been just completely, thrown into this Metal Gear thing for as long as I've known him. So, it's really cool to see him actually get a run that's, beats his PB, uses the new strats he's been coming up with constantly. So, excellent
Feel
work.
safe in the box.
Till one day. All right. So let's see. Hey, Dram, why don't you take this next one here?
Sure.
Sure.
Let's see. Prince of Persia, Warrior Within from Kadi. What's up, Kadi? This is any percent on PC. 4059. Oh, he cut the 41.
Cut the 41.
Yeah. I'm just assuming that's a thing because he, his
Right.
time.
The road to
His
sub
timers
41.
lies it. Improved the old record by 6 minutes. Oh, so he cut
Yeah.
a lot of numbers.
He cut a lot of the minutes.
Yeah. Thanks.
Every minute.
Thanks to a bunch of new strats and good execution throughout the run. Before this, I had lost 5 equally good runs because of a random cycle skip at the very end of the final boss fight. That sounds like shit.
Yeah.
In this run, I tried another way to get a cycle skip, which I thought was more consistent, and somehow got super lucky and managed to skip 2 cycles, which I previously thought was impossible. Damn, yo, what a time to do that than in a run. Because of the double cycle skip, I don't plan on proving this unless someone finds a way to make it consistent. And yeah, zips are cool.
Sweet. Yes.
Congrats, Cotty, and I agree, zips are cool.
This is a fun game. This felt very...
Not just the 41, but it's like, yeah, I also cut the 42, the 43, the 41.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just went all out. This is a dark game.
Yeah.
Like, it's just dark.
Like gamma-wise, yes.
Yeah.
It is a bit darker in general than Sands of Time, for instance. It feels a lot different. This game, I don't know, it just feels like a lot different than Sands of Time, even though it's the successor to it.
Yeah.
Well, wasn't this the one where the prince had an emo goth inside him as well?
I guess so.
My dark side. Pretty typical storyline type stuff.
And those rewind glitches.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
Yep. Cool. Congrats, Cotty, for cutting the 41.
Man, it's a Mega Man kind of week around here.
Yeah, it sure is. And speaking of that, we have up next here Rockman and Forte. SNES Japanese version, obviously, because it's Rockman. 100% run in 101.21 by Joka, who says 100% means collecting all 100 CDs in one run and then defeating Wily. Only Rockman can get all 100 CDs by himself, but it requires some pretty tricky tricks. This run is still pretty bad. Sub-hour should be just around the corner.
Tricky tricks.
Tricky tricks. Sorry we didn't get a highlight video for this one, even though he gave us timestamps, but this one came in at the last minute. But if he's working on the sub-hour just around the corner, I bet you guys will get a chance to see this next time he submits.
Indeed.
But yeah, always great to check out Joka. Big fan of Mega Man games and of NES games and of Disney games. Joka's just seems to like lots of games that I think are awesome. So nice job, Joka. The 101.21. Up next here, you guys know anything about Splatterhouse games?
I don't know, but I know Slaughterhouse Rock has slaughtered Splatterhouse 3.
He sure has.
Yeah, it's on the Genesis. Any percent Game Master difficulty in 22 flat. I've said it before, but I'm done with this game. I was hoping for sub 22, but due to some inputs getting eaten in stage 4, I lost 6 seconds, leaving me with a 22 flat. Most of the time saved is from new strats for the stage 3 and 6 bosses. Well, we've got a nice highlight reel going, so...
Yeah, it's pretty neat. This horror-based beat-em-up, but really creative, too. Like, I'm not sure if this is really meant to be based on anything in particular, or is it just like a general game based on, slasher movie themes?
I want to say it's like mostly just based on slasher movies and stuff like that. I don't really know the history of the Splatterhouse series, but...
Yeah.
I think it was, I can't remember the damn story. Something about girlfriend kidnapped, put on some mask of an ancient murderer, and go try to save her.
Yeah, the mask
Things
certainly
arms off and
resembles a
beat them to
Jason
death.
mask.
Yeah, a bit like a Jason mask, but hockey is like lots of people wear masks like that. It's
That's
not
true.
just Jason's, but
Yeah, in like the
Not just
1950s
Jasons.
league.
All those damn
Right.
Jasons. Take your masks off, you jerks.
yeah, lots of grotesque stuff
Beat
in
the
this.
crap out of a teddy bear.
Yeah, beating the crap out of a teddy bear, which spawns these like, weird alien arms.
Who apparently wants a door to come towards him. Get over here and fight me, you door. Wait, who's this jerk in a Jason mask?
Nice. Ooh, these wrestling moves. It's also crotch punching an alien torso.
It's pretty
You just think
ballin'.
about that sentence you just said, and
Right.
you tell me what makes sense in a minute.
Right.
here.
Cool. Well, congrats, Slaughterhouse Rock. It's always really interesting to see highlights of Splatterhouse. I don't need to understand the game to really appreciate watching it, because it does look really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Alright, so up next we have... Oh, this is a fun game. Too bad. Wait, was it Duckfist who ran this? No, he ran the NES, like, Adventure Island 2. This is Super Adventure Island 2. The run is by Lack Attack. Let me start the video up here. Lack Attack got a 55-45 any percent. He says this record run was a result of great execution on a fairly optimized route. Using strats developed by myself and Peepop Dot, I was able to sneak by his record by a few seconds. The future of this route will remove life bottles. This will be extremely difficult, but we would save a handful of seconds over the run. I'm happy with this run and hope to find sequence breaking at some point. So yeah, it looks like it's already pretty optimized. He's not kidding. If you're willing to skip health refills in order to save just a couple seconds overall on a 55-minute run, so that's got to tell you something. But this game is pretty cool. The first Super Adventure Island I was not particularly fond of. I thought it was just a little bit sluggish, and I didn't care much for the pacing. But this is actually a really fun game to play.
I think this is the first Adventure Island I ever played.
Really?
And then went backwards, to the NES.
Cool. Anyway, neat looking game. I bet it's a fun speedrun.
Sweet.
Cool. Congrats, Lack. Lack's been a busy guy this week. I think he's got 3 runs in our list today.
Shit.
Yeah. Cool. Well, who wants Super Spy Hunter?
Sorry.
No?
I was just going to put Peter Gunn in your head for the whole week from now on. Anyway, yeah, it's Super Spy Hunter on the NES, any percent in 2647 by Zaki the Goat Dragon. It says, Super Spy Hunter is a variable speed scrolling game in which you drive a car and shoot stuff. Good description. So full speed ahead and tons of mashing. Stage 2 was a disaster. I ran into 2 walls and got hung up on way too many quicksand whirlpools. Wow. That sounds like a very dangerous trap. Alright, other than that, a pretty decent run. My mashing was on point, and the truck boss and I-boss took a pretty... I-boss? Okay. Took a pretty good thrashing. My driving was decent, too, as I navigated an instant death minefield and avoided the eyes on the road in the final stage to prevent triggering more instant death traps. Definitely can save more time with better driving and lag management. Ah, there is the I-boss. I was a little bit confused as to how an I-boss figured into a Spy Hunter game, but now I know.
Huh. So this is an NES game. This is, even though it's called Super Spy Hunter, it was NES sequel to Spy Hunter. NES Spy Hunter, I think, is one of the first NES games I ever played, and it's very different from this in that it's completely a fixed speed scroller, and it loops. You don't have to go very far before the thing just loops, so there's not much replay value to it. I think I played it for an hour, saw everything I needed to, and then never played it again. But this game looks like it's quite a bit more advanced, even though it's still the same console.
Yeah. Much better visuals, too.
Yeah. A lot more variety of gameplay. Pretty funky music, but this is probably, what is this, Hudson Soft or Sunsoft, I mean? Sunsoft. I think Spy Hunter was Sunsoft, the original one, so this might be the reason for having such good music.
Yep.
But anyway, there's Zaki with another excellent NES game. He's just been on a tear recently, just taking down one game after another, always picking great stuff. I think he and I have very similar taste in games, because I think I've enjoyed pretty much everything I've seen him submit. Cool. Well, congrats, Zaki. Now we've got... Anybody want to read off this Addams Family?
I'll do it.
Really?
Do it, man, do it.
I didn't know anyone else was still here.
No.
Nah.
What?
Feels all hear you.
Of course.
It's just me.
Garbanzo.
Alright, go for it.
The Addams Family. Super Nintendo. Let's see. Any percent 2731. Let's read his notes. Finally got my goal of sub 28. See? Sub. The main technique that I use in this run is abusing death to restore health lost from damage boosting through enemies. The main mistakes in this run were having a pretty long death in the toy room. And, oh, I remember this game.
There you go.
And not skipping the gondola at the last main level. I'm hoping to bring this down to sub 27 soon. Cool, congrats.
It's like a
Garbanzo.
fun little platformer. I've never played this.
Oh, this was actually a pretty decent game.
It doesn't
One
have
of the
Charlie
few Italian
Brown.
games that didn't like out and out suck. Yeah, it was pretty early in the Super NES's life, if I remember right.
Maybe so, yeah.
I like how it's got the name of where you are on the top.
Yeah, like maybe a year or two in. I can't remember. I can't remember the specific date though.
That's true. It is odd to have the name of the level persist through the whole thing. That's pretty unusual.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Well, congrats, Garbanzo guy, on that 2731. It's a cool looking game. I might look into that some more. Maybe it might be a good one to make people play on SGL. I mean, to give people the option of playing on SGL.
Indeed.
Sometimes I see games and I think I'd like to make somebody else play that game so that I can watch it. Yeah. Cool. Next thing we got here is Legend of Korra for the PC. There's a clip for you. Let's see. This is a time of 29:57 by... Nope, I'm looking at the wrong one. This is a time of 42:15 by Half Coordinated. Category is New Game Plus Extreme Mode. Comments on the run. Pretty decent run for only having speedrun the game for 2 weeks. The final boss fight was bad, and I'm definitely going to work on this further, but the fact that 2 platinum games have one-handed world records is cool. Yeah, he plays this game one-handed. You would normally, if you're watching a stream, see a little controller cam so you can actually see it in action, but yeah, he does all of his games with one hand.
Damn.
Yeah. I mean, not that you could tell by watching the video.
Bad in his
Yeah.
run comment. He's only run Korra for just over a week instead of 2.
Oh, just over a week. Oh, okay.
Either way, yeah, you should check out Half Coordinated. Really good runner.
So this must be a fairly new game, right?
To be honest, I don't know. It's not a game I'm familiar with.
And there's that skip. Nice. Cool.
Yeah,
Well, congrats, Half Coordinated, on
Absolutely.
that 42:15 time.
Yeah. Speaking of games people are familiar with, however, and
Oh, yes.
holy shit, a milestone record. The Legend of Zelda for the NES, any percent. I'm assuming this is the no up and A category as well.
Yes.
In 29:56 by Lack Attack 24. Lack has fired back on the record in this game. A sub 30 time that was just a dream about 6 months ago has finally become reality. I had a great start and finished strong, but the run should have ended 3 or 4 times due to bad counts. With level 9 coming in at a blistering 505, this is an exceptional run from start to finish. I will gladly salute the next runner who beats this time. And I have a feeling I know who might be trying to take it, but no names, but their initials are Darkwing Duck. But yeah, sub 30 Zelda 1. Pretty damn crazy.
Wow, what's interesting is I see each of these milestones go past. Every time it's like, oh man, no one's going to get under sub 31. Or no one's going to get under sub 32. Oh, the sub 33 minute run, that's going to be real hard to do. And now here we are at sub 30?
Yeah, by 4 minutes, no less. I mean, that's a solid sub 30 for this game.
Yeah. By 4 seconds, you mean? Yeah. And here we have the ending. Let's see how this Ganon fight goes. I made the highlight, but I can't remember what the Ganon pattern he got was. Perfect. Look at that. Oh, I bet he was happy when he saw that.
Oh, yeah.
You'll probably hear the
That's
audio cut out here, and that's from Lack Attack going crazy. Yeah, that's what's happening. No. But yeah, like you can imagine how happy he was to get that.
No kidding.
Nice. Well, congrats, Lack, on that amazing first ever sub 30 any percent no up A. Nice.
Really strong.
Cool. Well, we got one more page here. It's not even a full page. We're getting real close to the end. Not very many records this week.
This next game.
Oh, this next game is very strong. Okay. Gilder, you want to read this off?
Sure, I will. Skybills has improved the Oregon Trail for PC any percent banker version 1.0 to 6 minutes 43 seconds. And it's amazing how much easier this run becomes when PJ isn't driving the wagon. I can imagine that. Too.
Who would let PJ drive the wagon? You've got everything, all of your possessions in it. That's just a really
PJ get off
dangerous
the wagon?
thing.
I'm confused here. Alright, this run improves my previous world record by 7 seconds, and it could have been more if I did not run into so many obstructions at the last minute. I will continue to improve this time, as my sum of best is about a minute and a half better than this record. I'll also have to do farmer percent soon, which involves a lot of hunting and even more RNG. Yeah, I wonder if I died this run.
Farmer percent. Yeah, the banker is the richest one, right? Starts with the most resources, and the farmer is the poorest. Is that right?
I think? I don't know. I mean, they're basically like difficulty levels or whatever. But...
Well, right, yeah, and it depends on what you start with, because you can start as a rich person or a poor person. I can't remember if farmer is the lowest tier and banker is the highest tier. I think that was the case. But yeah, congrats.
Oh, nope, you died this run? Boo.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Well, congrats, Skybills, for another excellent run of the Oregon Trail. A game that I think has been a part of a lot of people's childhoods, so it is definitely a cool choice. And a really weird game to speedrun, so I approve fully. Okay, next one we got here. Oh, the time got a little cut off here, but that's okay. Tiny Toon Adventures 2, Montana's Movie Madness. There we go, video. This is for the Game Boy. Any percent run in 2027 by Kane Apache, who says, I can neither confirm nor deny that I'm the only person to have beat this game. I'm not sure what that means.
Good to know.
Could it be that no one beat this game, really? Okay, it's a good old-fashioned Game Boy platform, except that in the middle of the third movie, the levels are called movies in this, it's basically divided up into different movies. In the middle of the third movie, they have an auto-scroller that lasts for 2 scenes that is, without a doubt, the hardest part of the game. In the hard mode of the game, the auto-scroller is the only thing that doesn't change, and it's still the hardest part of the game.
Dang.
That aside, this was a really good run. It was deathless, and I managed to win soccer, so this ended up only a few seconds off of my sum of best. I am quite pleased with this run. And so here we got a little bit of a taste of the platforming. Now here you get to see some of the auto-scrolling sections.
But in front of him that keeps falling. What? Is that his shot, or are those enemies?
I think he's
blocks.
Yeah, I think he's busting his blocks.
Okay. Damn Game Boy Color palettes.
Right. Yeah, this was probably a colorized, regular Game Boy game. That's what it looks like to me. Neat. Congrats, Kane Apache.
It's just they also appear a foot in front of the spaceship after he hits them.
Yeah, it's a little hard to see what's going on there. Cool. Final game we've got of the evening, Wizards and Warriors for the NES. Any percent run in 1230 by me. Yep.
Who's me?
Me. It's you. You just got the record in Wizards and Warriors.
Good job, Dram. Damn, dude.
Yeah,
How do you find
you
this?
were up all night. Instead of getting a full night's sleep, you decided you were going to play Wizards and Warriors and not start streaming till 2 a.m. But it didn't matter because you got the record.
That sounds like
it's exactly what
very
Dram did.
specific there, my friend.
Cool.
Where's the camera in Dram's house?
But anyway, this is 0.9 seconds faster than Dark Terex's run, so it's essentially a tied world record. I mean, it's less than a second faster, but it's enough that I'm sure that it isn't a one frame here and there, that encoding differences or something like that. It's enough of a buffer that it's not just in the noise, but still it is essentially a tied record. I basically using the same strats as Dark Terex uses. We have some slight differences in the way we do our movements, but he picked up some of my strats and I picked up some of his strats, like skipping one of the the gem rooms in level 4, and between all that we were able to drive the time down a huge amount. We're almost 40 seconds faster than Bablo's run, which had stood for a long time at this point. And I think that this run was horribly sloppy. Like, I screwed up a bunch of stuff, so there's about 10 seconds worth of just flat out execution errors, as well as some terrible door RNG. So another 20 seconds coming off this run wouldn't surprise me with the current route. Whether we can get sub 12 without adding some new strats, I'm not sure, but it definitely can go a lot lower than this. And if this thing makes it into SGDQ, knock on wood, I bet you're going to see, yeah, exactly. I bet you're going to see pretty close to 12 minutes if we both go at it like crazy. But really fun run. You guys should, if you want to, I know you guys are both looking for more NES games to start speedrunning, but
Well, yeah.
here's my recommendation for you.
Hold on.
Hold
Let me
on,
go
let me
get a
write
card.
this down.
Just a minute. Wizards and warriors. How do you spell warriors?
Cool. And that's it. That's our records for this week.
That is it. Rather small amount, folks. I suggest you all get to work.
I'd also like to point out that the Mario 64 record was beaten this week. The
That it was.
120
Yeah.
star.
It was slaughtered.
Yep.
That it was.
Oh, I believe it was 141.17 is the number I have here.
Yeah, by Cheezo5.
Yeah, by Cheezo5. So we didn't actually get that one into the list. We didn't get it submitted, but I figured it was worth noting because it's such a important game, and that's quite an accomplishment to beat the 120 record.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were talking about it that time of 141 when they were theorizing, like a time like that no one thought that anyone would get that for at least like a year or so. And he just played through. I think he made like one 20-second mistake from what I heard. I haven't watched the run yet, and the rest of it was like really solid. I don't think he got any gold splits, but it was just close to sum of best every time. And I think his sum of best now is like a high 139, but still though it's hard to compare yourself to that. And like a 141.17 is no one thought that was going to be happening last year.
That is, yeah, that's a ridiculous time.
Yeah, like when everyone was going for a 144, then a 143, and now we're at a 141. That's pretty amazing.
Cool. Well, that's it for records. And in fact, that's it for the show. That's all we have. Coming up next week, we will be doing Sunday Sequence Break next week as usual. I don't know. I don't think we have a confirmed game for next week. We've got some things planned, but I don't think we've got one confirmed yet. But we will let you know once that's decided on. And as always, if you have ideas for Game of the Weeks or for runners that we should have on for Game of the Week, let us know. If you're knowledgeable about a game and you want to get some of the community members together and do an episode, we're always happy to work with you. Just get in touch with us. You can check out our website if you want to see links to all the runs and all the runners, tssbreak.com. You can also use that site to submit runs to the show. Let's see what else. Events coming up soon. I'm trying to think. I know I'm doing a tutorial for Renegade tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on twitch.tv/speedgaming. We're going to be, that's because that's a game I know, and that's one that's going to be in the Big 20 race happening May 2nd. So I'm going to see what I can do to help people learn Renegade, not that it's a particularly hard run, but it's definitely a fun game. And we'll see if I can get some other people together to help me make more tutorials. But that's what I'm going to be doing much of this week. What else is coming up? Like, what's happening? I don't even know if there's upcoming marathons.
Probably a marathon.
There's
Yeah,
got to
I'm
be,
sure.
right?
Yeah, check Reddit, everyone.
All right. Well, maybe if someone in the chat knows of anything going on, let us know real quick.
Yeah,
Maybe
nothing
they,
I know offhand.
The best 20 part 2, as people are saying in chat.
Isn't that
Still
one
kinda
marathon
touching
going
it.
on right now? The strange category marathon.
Is it the Meme-a-thon, or is that over?
Yeah, wasn't that going on like now?
Is it?
I don't know.
Meme-a-thon.
I don't
okay.
know. Yeah, well, there you go. There's the
Yeah,
thing.
twitch.tv/Meme-a-thon, I think is what it is. Oh, which is probably over, he says. All right.
That is over and done with.
Cool.
All right,
ship
well, a
is
little
sailed.
past news for you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think I already said Bubble Bobble's happening on SGL next Saturday. There's that. Let's see. SGDQ cuts. First round of SGDQ cuts. Let me see. Submissions closed on April 2nd, and on April 4th, they finished with the first round of cuts. So go to gamesdonequick.com if you want to see what made it past the first round. They also gave a date for when the next round is going to be. I think it's like a week or so from now, week and a half or something like that for the next round, which will be the final round. So that's when we'll know for real what got in. But I got 2 of my games in. I was very happy. Wizards and Warriors, any percent made it in, and Gauntlet made it in.
Sweet.
So we'll see which of those makes it. I definitely want them both, but I really, really want to see Wizards and Warriors in the marathon. That'd be pretty fun.
I like the music in that game. As simple as it is, I don't know. I like it a lot.
Yep. Also, SGL has a new channel now. It has its own channel. It's twitch.tv/speedgaming. And we're going to be doing the same old thing, but it'll be on that channel. And I'm going to also be adding a Thursday evening show, so stay tuned for details about that. We're not going to start it this coming week, but I think starting the week after this, we're going to be doing Thursday night SGLs as well as Saturdays. And stay tuned for in upcoming months. I'm going to be adding more things. I've got some more ideas of stuff I'd like to make shows out of, and so there's going to be all kinds of things going on in that channel. So please do follow that channel so we can get people to actually know it exists.
Yeah, do it. Get in there.
Yep, Mythical's linked it in the chat. Thank you very much for
that button.
For that. Okay, we got a stream raid. Who should we stream raid? Anyone in the chat want to suggest anything, or any of you guys know?
Actually, Dram dropped a suggestion in the Skype chat. I'm okay with it.
I never read Dram's suggestions.
Yeah.
So
I think. Well, I mean, let's have Fiesel pass it before we start
before
talking
we
the guy
reveal
up.
it? All right, I'll
yeah, then
vet
you're like,
this.
no, I don't like that guy.
That guy's a jerk. And
let's go check this out. Oh no, unacceptable. We can't.
Oh, okay. All right, we'll pick someone.
Just kidding.
Well, all right. So we're gonna rate him, right?
Yep, let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
So this guy, Simple Flips, he has been speedrunning Mario 64 round hacks. Oh yeah, here as even longer than like anyone has been, or I've been speedrunning SMW round hacks, and I don't know. My opinion, it's fascinating because he's taken this game that he's playing, Star World, and got it down to an extremely good run at this point. And him and this guy Pobo are fighting for the record. 80 stars, I guess the equivalent of their like 70 star.
I see.
If you want to think of it that way, but yeah, I don't know. In the spirit of ROM hacks, go check him out. He's really good, and it's a fun watch in my opinion. I'm usually always in there. He's a good guy.
Cool. All right. Well,
Excellent.
The raid message is already going on. So nice.
Yeah.
We've already started. Cool. Well, that's it for the show tonight. We'll catch you next weekend for another episode of Sunday Sequence Break. And
Won't we?
that's about it. Won't we? We sure will. Flicky will be out of rehab by then. He'll be back and taking it one day at a time. So that's nice. But yeah. Anyone want to give any shout outs? Come on, Dram, you got to shout somebody out.
Yeah, Dram.
Don't be an ungrateful SOB.
Shout outs to as far as Kaizo, shout outs to Carl Sagan, who couldn't be here because of work, and Jeff W356 and everyone else who's involved in Kaizo.
All right. Nice. Okay. Well, thanks for watching the show. We'll see you next week.
See
Take care,
ya.
everybody.
Sunday sequence break.